Hi there. Due to some adult content in this week's episode, parental discretion is advised.
Just Cheesy the Podcast, presented by Just Cheesy Productions.
Hi there. I'm your host, Fondue.
I'm Cheesy.
In this week's episode, we're going to talk all about ominous writings and trials by cheese. We talk about death cheese and curses that turn travelers into beasts.
Whoa.
We find out about some tall tales, phobias, and of course, we tell a very scary, cheesy joke. Stay tuned for episode 206, Spooky, on Just Cheesy the Podcast. Did you know that there are some witchy ways that cheese has been used throughout history?
Really?
That's right. According to CultureCheeseMag.com, there's a book called Dictionary of Ancient Magic Words and Spells. And it actually talks about some things you can do with cheese.
Oh no.
Want to compel someone into action?
Yeah?
Well, carve a phrase of intention onto a piece of cheese and place it on their doorstep.
Oh.
Have a burning question, they say?
Maybe?
Carve a one-word answer onto a fresh wheel of cheese.
Oh.
Leave it in a sacred space until mold begins to form on the rind. The first word to fill with the mold is the correct answer.
Whoa.
They say here you want to know who's going to succeed in a given task?
Sure.
Well, present an animal with an assortment of cheeses,
Okay.
each with a person's name carved on it, and the animal will eat the winner's name first.
Whoa.
The article also goes on to talk about fortune telling with cheese.
Really?
We've talked about it before, and it has a name.
Oh, yeah.
Chiromancy.
Yep.
It's used in divination, sort of like tarot cards,
Yeah.
or tea leaves, or reading palms.
Yeah.
Some people can see mold and predict marriage or death.
Really?
Others can read the cracks and the bubbles for omens.
Ooh.
On aftercheese.wordpress.com, there's an article called Curse, Cheese, and Die.
Oh no.
They talk about some medieval writings and an old Italian legend.
Ooh.
The author cites certain wicked landladies enchanted their cheese
Oh, no.
so that any traveler who ate it would be transformed temporarily into a beast of burden
Ooh.
and forced into burdensome beastly labor.
Oh no.
The legend taps into the theme of betrayal, transformation, and food as a trap.
Ooh.
And the article goes on to say, don't accept unwrapped cheese from strangers.
Yeah.
In a Snopes article called The Spellbinding History of Cheese and Witchcraft, they talk about people who could spoil milk and render cheese inedible.
Oh, no.
And the curse was targeting the livelihood of dairy communities.
Aw.
I also came across a couple of spooky folk tales.
Ooh.
This tale was collected in a book in 1918.
Okay.
According to theworldoftales.com, there was a Dutch boy who lived where cows were plentiful.
Okay.
And the story, of course, is called The Boy Who Wanted More Cheese.
That's not scary.
Klaus loves cheese so much that he dreams of endless wheels of cheese rolling before him.
Yes.
One night he meets a strange little man who offers him as much cheese as he can eat,
Nice.
but warns him to stop before dawn.
Doable.
Our little buddy Klaus, much like the rest of us, ate the heck out of that cheese.
Heck yeah.
He got a wheel, and each one was larger and heavier than the first.
Yum.
And then he was surrounded, smothered, and then trapped by the very cheese that he loved.
Oh no.
Some versions of the story, he wakes up to find his hands covered in curds,
Ew.
and in the darker tales, he never wakes up at all.
Oh.
The tale is a moral one about greed and gluttony.
Oh my.
And it's not the only one.
Really?
According to oddlyweirdfiction.com, there's a book called Welsh Rarebit Tales.
Ooh.
The book was published in 1902.
Okay.
Welsh rarebit is a dish of hot cheese sauce.
Yeah.
It often includes things like ale, mustard, or Worcestershire sauce.
Yum.
And it's served on toasted bread.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to a lot of articles that I read, it's basically drunk food.
Yeah.
People would drink a lot of beer, and then they would sop it up with a nice piece of toast with this ooey gooey cheese on top.
Yum.
And in my opinion, that gives this book a little bit more credence as to why they believe what they did.
Yeah.
They try to say that there's some sort of quality connected to Welsh rarebit, that it's supposed to induce some crazy dreams and even hallucinations after eating it.
Whoa.
The book includes a tale that's like Frankenstein. There's some science fiction. There's some unfortunate racism mixed in.
Oh no.
Welsh rarebit hit some other books as well.
Okay.
Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland from 1865 hints at too much Welsh rarebit before Odd Dreams.
Oh.
The 1909 Dream of the Rarebit Fiend
Okay.
depicted people tormented by bizarre nightmares after a midnight cheese toast snack.
Whoa.
Even Victorian doctors warned patients that cheese before bed disturbs the humors.
Aw.
In this case, I'd like to blame the booze.
Yeah.
People got drunk, they ate cheese on toast.
Yeah.
I think that might give you some nightmares.
Yep.
Welsh Rarebit is obviously not a sponsor, but if
Nope.
it was, the ad would go right here. Have you ever wanted to listen to the web?
Yeah.
Well, Newsly makes that possible.
They do.
They're an all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android.
Super app.
You can listen to trending articles on the web on topics that you choose and get them read to you in a natural human voice.
What kind of topics?
Sports,
Cheese?
tech, business, science.
Cheese?
I'm sure there's even cheese.
Yay!
They even have an entire section for podcasts.
Are we there?
Of course we are.
Ooh.
It's one of my new favorite podcast apps. They even have digital radio.
Holy cow.
Just go to www.newsly.me to download it free.
Whoa.
Or use the link in the description. If you use the promo code CHEESY, that'll get you 1 month free premium subscription.
Yay, Newsly.
Now, back to the podcast. According to burialsandbeyond.com, in Welsh funerals of the 18th century, before taking a body to the church,
Oh.
they say it was customary to give a poor person of the parish some money, bread, drink, and a cheese with a coin stuck in it.
Whoa.
And they also say in the Encyclopedia of Superstitions, Folklore, and Occult Sciences, a Scottish superstition is recorded that covers birth from both ends of life.
Really?
They say here, when a child was born, a cheese was made which remained untouched for the duration of their life.
Whoa.
And the first cut of that cheese is at that person's funeral.
Aw.
They say to go along with this, a wealthy man will bring a large amount of wine
Oh, yeah.
and a glass of which is placed in the coffin.
Whoa.
The wine inside is then referred to as dead wine.
Sounds like a waste.
They also talk about a story from Gastro Obscura.
Okay.
The interviewer talked to Jean-Jacques of Grimmets, Switzerland.
Whoa.
There's a basement there that has a century worth of cheese.
Whoa.
This basement actually holds the town's cheese. They said it was the cheese of the dead.
Oh.
Everyone in the whole village had a wheel of cheese
Whoa.
so that they had something to serve at their funeral.
Nice.
We've had folklore about cheese and myths of cheese and death cheese.
Yeah.
But this next one is actually horrific.
Oh, no.
And I'm not talking about casu marzu, the maggot cheese from
Huh?
Sardinia.
It's so scary.
Right? It is pretty scary stuff, but I'm
Yeah.
talking about trial by cheese.
What?
You know, I've heard the idiom trial by fire and never really thought a lot about it.
Yeah.
Essentially, this is something called an ordeal.
What's that?
An ordeal was actually used to settle disputes
Okay.
and pass judgments.
Oh, no.
A trial by ordeal.
Okay.
And according to wearethemighty.com, an ordeal required the accuser and the accused in a dispute to perform an action to test the gods,
Oh.
asking them to come down on the side of the righteous.
Uh-oh.
I want to be the first one here to say it, but trial by fire is awful.
Yeah.
So the accused has to hold a burning red hot piece of iron in their hand.
What?
They walk a full 9 paces before letting go. Man, you better walk fast.
Run.
The hand would be wrapped and bandaged,
Okay.
and in 3 days would be examined by a priest.
Oh.
If the hands were healing properly, then they were innocent.
What?
But if the wound became infected, then God was not on their side and they were guilty.
Oh, no.
There are others of these. Trial by combat, just as it sounds.
Yeah.
Trial by water.
Oh.
Trial by cold water.
Oh, no.
And of course, there's trial by cheese.
What? Why?
Come on, people. Let's
Yeah.
just eat our cheese already. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, get ready for this one.
Oh, no.
The accused has to stuff their mouth full of dry cheese, then take an oath of innocence,
Oh.
and if the man or woman accidentally spit some of the cheese out or choked on it,
What?
they would be found guilty.
Holy cow.
No wonder there's the thing called turophobia.
Oh, yeah.
There's an actual rare, known specific phobia of cheese.
Oh.
According to a case report in 2022, they actually describe a 20-year-old woman with an intense fear of cheese. They cover multiple aspects.
Oh, no.
She's afraid of the following: touching, smelling, seeing, or eating cheese.
Oh, no.
And this actually triggered some physical reactions.
Ooh.
It triggered nausea, palpitations, shortness of breath, dizziness, and even the urgent need to vomit.
Whoa.
This phobia significantly impacted her daily life.
Yeah.
She couldn't walk down a cheese aisle, and she couldn't do things like join breakfast where cheese was served.
Aw.
Treatment included a combination of CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, and medication.
Whoa.
And probably not listening to a podcast about cheese.
Yeah.
According to PCRM.org, this one, in my opinion, is the scariest of everything we've talked about.
Oh, no.
Did you know that cheese gets its smell from the same bacteria found in unwashed feet and body odor.
That's so gross.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The process of fermentation adds different types of bacteria to milk to produce flavors and smells.
Ew.
So Munster, Limburger, and other cheeses add something called Brevibacteria linens.
Ugh.
This is the same exact bacteria species that lives on your feet.
Ew.
The other one is called Staphylococcus epidermidis,
Ew.
the bacteria that's responsible for human body odor.
Ew.
There's more.
There is?
Yeah. The article goes on to say, on top of that, the cheese making process produces butyric acid.
Uh-oh.
You want to know what that is?
Is it gross?
Yeah. It's the same compound produced by your stomach acid during digestion, which gives human vomit its distinct smell.
Ew, I'm so ready for a joke, Fondue.
Yeah, after that, so am I.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
Why did cheddar have nightmares in the fridge?
Ooh, I don't know.
Because there was Munster in there with it. Get it? Because there was Munster in there?
That was so good.
I thought this one was really Gouda and a little bit cheesy. Thanks for listening to episode 206, Spooky.
Thank you.
We've really been enjoying posting some jokes on Shorts and TikTok.
Yeah.
Make sure to give us a like and subscribe.
And stay cheesy, everybody.